me just put my sock on, huh? I can't move. Jesus gets my back. TJ, Scotty, TJ. I sure do love Mountain Dew. Just watch any one of my videos. Mountain Dew sucks, Scotty. Gee, what's that over there? Holy shit!
Fucking cliffhanger for some goddamn
Dude, was
reason.
that's the derelict freighter from LV 426, Scotty. You might not want to go in there.
It's the engineer's ship, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's the original derelict freighter from LV 426, and it's back and it's on Earth now. I wouldn't go in that if I were you. I mean, whatever.
You know
I'm not
what?
telling you what to do. You're
You
a
gotta
grown
open
ass
Pandora's
man.
box, Paul.
Yeah, especially not alone. You know, Paul's incapacitated.
Yeah,
in bed.
I'd help you out, but I tried to put my sock on and almost killed myself.
I'm in 7-Eleven, fucking stuff in my face. You know?
You're all alone, Scotty. You know, you need backup.
And Scotty, I love how your notorious love for Mountain Dew.
Yeah, my notorious
It's on
love.
display
Scotty just can't
once
stop
again.
drinking that Mountain
Watch
Dew.
any one of his videos. Watch any one of them.
Any
one of
video.
them. This guy keeps fucking suckering his way into these intros by doing this to be continued shit. I see what he's up to.
Hey, whatever. It's working.
You know, he's fucking.
He's not a ruthless self-promoter, though. It's like animation by who gives a fuck. So he doesn't even really care
Yeah.
to get his name out there. I don't know what his motivations are.
He's just out of love.
Maybe
Out of
he's
love.
no. Maybe I don't think it's love. Maybe he's trying to drive us insane. Maybe this storyline will eventually bring to light all of our deepest, darkest secrets.
Oh yeah.
And pit us against one another.
Cool.
Maybe Scotty's gonna get the alien chest burster thing going on. You know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows what'll happen?
Xenomorphs to
Who
Earth.
knows what plot twists?
That'd
are
be
in
fine
store.
with that, dude.
All I know is watching cartoon South Park Paul try and put his sock on was way too real. I was literally there 10 days ago trying to put a sock on my foot and being incapable of doing it. So
Brutal, man. It's fucking
how it
brutal.
goes,
Life
dude.
is brutal. You ever notice that?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Life is brutal.
Life is a fucking total bunch of nonsense.
All right, you guys ready for some news then?
Oh yeah, nothing inspires hope and vigor
Yeah.
and fervor
no.
for life
What are
than
you
the
talking
news.
about, Paul? There's some uplifting news we're going to cover today.
Scotty, why don't you do a little bit of shilling before we start with the news?
What am I going to shill, TJ? You tell me, bud.
Whatever you want, Scotty. You can shill the Patreon that you can get for $5
You know
or
what?
$10 on
There's a
different
great-
package levels.
There's a great value
You
out
could
there.
shill our meetup that's happening on July 21st.
There's a great value for only $5.
$5.
That's not a value. That's a steal.
It's a steal. You're basically robbing us at that point.
At gunpoint.
Fucking
Guess
highway
what?
robber audience,
We
dude.
have a Patreon. That's how the show makes its moolah.
Moolah.
Because we're not even YouTube partnered on this channel.
No.
But
We've tried to be.
That's
It's not for lack of trying, by the way.
There's the
YouTube is
buffet.
just like, nah.
over 12 hours of content every single solitary fucking month.
More if you want to pay $10.
And if you wanna
If you want to
pay
pay $10,
$10,
you get all of that plus some behind the scenes stuff.
Starting next month.
Yeah, it starts
Including,
next month. So
including getting to watch this show here live.
right. Yeah, instead
and
of
doing
hitting
a hangout afterwards with us.
Because think about it. Right now, you're watching this. Doesn't it feel like shit to not be in the moment? To not be there?
Yeah.
To know that this already happened and we've already moved on and you're watching it right now. You're watching something from the past. Don't you want to see the present? Don't you want to live in the goddamn present?
Live in the moment.
That's what the fucking chef's
Live
table
in
is
this
for.
fucking moment.
You get to watch this show live. You get to hang out with us afterwards in the Discord. You get a bunch of behind the scenes content.
Check out our Patreon for more information. It's all laid out in explicit,
gonna be
gorgeous detail.
also
And of course, check us out when we come to LA on July
performing live.
21st.
for your entertainment.
The Mint. All the links to the shit you need to do are down there below.
Get your tickets while they're hot.
And I'm not pointing at Paul. I'm pointing at the description
he's
section
pointing at Paul.
down there. Paul is not the.
No, they're down
section.
here. He was right.
Oh yeah.
All the information you need is right down here, baby.
All right, it's time for some fucking shit news.
Great.
It's great news.
MSNBC's Stephanie Rule lays bare hypocritical pro-life pastor who say Trump's child camps are the work of God.
It's God.
The work of God.
Doing God's work, Paul.
The work of the beautiful baby
what?
Jesus. What's up?
Maybe it'll explain it, but I've had to take kind of a news break in my life.
Right.
And so I don't really know what this did he really make child labor camps? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they're not labor camps.
I mean, yeah, they're not, I guess, labor
Child
camp.
concentration camps?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
MSNBC host Stephanie Rule on Wednesday, we're going to do a few stories about it. You should get the gist. Called out a group of evangelical Christian pastors who support President Donald Trump's policy of separating immigrant children from their parents. During a report on MSNBC's Morning Joe, Rule noted that, for the most part, evangelicals stand with the president because they believe his ideology supports their overall values. Blind faith is how you have to trust the Lord, Pastor Bill Sutton of Trinity Baptist in McAllen, Texas.
Well, you don't have to. You choose to.
You just summed up the major flaw of why evangelical Christians know dog shit about reality and life itself and would support a policy like this.
And why nobody with a brain in their head is buying the oldest scam of all time. You just gotta take it on blind faith, man.
Yeah, not even faith, blind faith.
I've put my trust somewhere, he explained. I can't solve it, so I'm trying to believe the government will do that which is right because they are ministers of God for righteousness' sake. The government are a bunch of ministers of God? I don't think so. North Carolina pastor Mike Jones questioned whether the images of children in detention centers were real. I don't believe it, he told Rule. I think it's all a big lie. Like I said, I don't think that's happening. I don't think that the people who are so-called being separated are what the news is portraying them to be.
They are liberal crisis actors who have been forced to the border by the liberal media to damage Trump's reputation in this country.
Like, if they're not people being separated from their children and deported, then what are they?
Crisis actors.
MS-13, dude. That's what I see all over Twitter from the conservatives.
Children.
Like, the Democrats just want to open the doors for MS-13.
Well, dude, they're obviously highly trained child
because every
operatives.
fucking Mexican is a goddamn MS-13 member.
How do you know? How do you know? Is it possible they all could be MS-13 members?
I mean, we're talking even like they have like literally like holding facilities for like toddlers and shit. It's like, we're going to send them to the tender years facility or whatever the fuck it is.
The tender years of being imprisoned.
Yeah, we need baby prison. It's like, what? What do you what?
I mean, look, it seems the solution here seems obvious. Instead of holding the people, why don't you just deport them back to the country that they came from?
Because they'll just try to get back in again. Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna continue to do it, okay. I mean, the only way if you really want to stop people from crossing the border illegally would just be to start killing people.
Well, I don't think we're too far off from that being on the table.
They already do that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, no, just set up turrets and, like, if you come here, you're going to be killed.
You know what? You're wrong, though. Because Gavin McInnes says that the child detention camps look like a fun place.
Oh, why doesn't he go over there and fucking chill there?
Yeah, why don't you just go live there then?
You know, I didn't pull the story, but there was a U.S. senator who wanted to go see where the kids were being held, and they were like, nope, can't let you in.
Sorry.
Nope, need to give 2 weeks notice. He's like, I'm a fucking U.S. senator. Nope, can't do it. It's like, what? Anyway, let's listen to this fucking droning faggot.
All right, so the big picture here is that all of these kids in cages and stuff you're seeing, that's all about optics. The pictures you're seeing are from Obama's administration. Look, you want to see the detention centers that Trump is putting our kids in? These kids, it looks like the Holiday Inn.
Cool.
I would like to stay here. They get 3 meals a day and...
Oh, yeah.
That's too much.
Immediately show something that looks like a fucking prison and be like, look!
I would like to stay here.
I'd like to stay there.
They get 3 meals a day.
3 hots and a cot. Everything you need to exist.
It looks like the Holiday Inn.
TJ,
Remember when you go to the Holiday Inn and you stand in the fucking
piece of shit?
You stand in the line for your fucking food.
they have access to the finest medical care. They're being taken care of, TJ.
It looks pretty fun, honestly. I mean,
You know what?
Yeah, these kids are having a
When they go to
blast.
summer camp, they're gonna go to the fucking
Sometimes
concentration camp.
It's got pictures of Trump in it, but pictures of all presidents. This is the place.
Pictures
to
of
touch
all
me.
I think what we need to do
This is
next.
General Lee.
Look, these kids need to earn their fucking room and board. Let's put them in a
The
factory
music's
next.
weird. Who put up this video? I can't tell if it's a lefty.
I need to know what. Oh, yeah, that looks great.
oh yeah,
It's not
dude, Gavin
prison.
McInnes
Holiday Inn.
definitely would like to stay
Yeah,
there.
you know what? I'm sure Gavin McInnes would jump at the fucking chance to sleep in a room full of cots
To go to kiddie prison.
and go to fucking the lunch line 3 times a day.
Have you been to a Holiday Inn? Because I'm pretty sure it looks more like a hostel. That's not how a Holiday Inn looks like. You're not sharing a room with 10 people. That's not how it works, buddy.
It looks like a fun place to hang. Look, you get pictures up on your wall.
Oh, wow, pictures!
Yeah, look, they got sad little pictures they've drawn of their family members that they miss up on the wall. Looks like a great place, filled with the cries of terrified children and the clank of horrible, sterile fucking meal trays. Yeah, sounds great. Sleeping in a room with 10 other kids you don't know. Oh, man. Let me get out of my fucking opulent house filled with all this expensive knickknacks and get myself in a cot in a kid detention center. Looks like fun. Looks like Disneyland over there to me.
What a twat.
I want to fucking run this motherfucker over with a car. And then I want to back over him a few times.
Dude, don't get shit on your car tires.
Yeah, you're right. Why fuck up my
Don't
car?
dirty up your car with that.
What a total piece of shit.
Immigration and what these kids go through, and the left is being knowingly ignorant. It's willful
What?
ignorance, as Tucker Carlson.
Who's
pointed out.
being knowingly ignorant? The left? The people that made that video? Or you? Lying about how you'd like to hang out in a cot and eat shitty cafeteria food and not be able to see your family.
It's like a Holiday Inn.
Something else is playing.
I hear it. It's that same one I fucking told Scotty
Motherfucking
about.
piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, we'll do that one next so that it'll stop auto playing its shit video. Oh my god, dude! This guy is
he's
such
so
a delusional
disingenuous.
look,
he
after he looks at a clearly a shithole and says, "Looks like a nice place," and he's like, "The left is being dishonest about." Who's being dishonest, you twat?
Look at that. It looks fun. Look,
he
they
can
got little
support-
pictures on the wall.
He can support whatever policy he wants. I mean, that's his right. But at the same time, to act, he's being so disingenuous. It does not look like a Holiday Inn. It doesn't look like a fucking, middle class little hotel from a, you stop in on a road trip. This looks like a fucking detention center. And look, whatever you believe, whatever you feel about immigration, you cannot call it what it's not. They're holding these kids, and it's basically like a prison facility.
It's kiddie prison.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
Why are these kids being separated from their families?
Because of the sheer cruelty of the Trump administration, basically.
The reasoning is, as I understand it, is that what they would do is, the policy before was a settlement with the government, because they used to just basically do this. They'd separate families. And then they said, okay, now because if they have kids, they'd book them and they'd be released. Because they obviously can't hold a kid in federal prison or a detention center.
Right. Why don't they send the kid back with the parent?
No, because they want to now prosecute everyone that crosses the border illegally.
Oh, I get it. So they're putting them in jail now instead of deporting them.
Yeah, well, obviously, I don't know if they're actually charging the children with crimes. I don't think so, but
No, I mean the people. They're charging the people.
No, it's a gift to the private prison industry, which this is something they lobbied for, by the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Milk-faced loon on the screen, Gavin McInnes, is one of the most reprehensible people in media today.
I could have told you that before this video came out.
I am flabbergasted to my fucking core that he would sit in front of his audience and try and say that place looks like fun. Fuck you!
Well, we got more stories about this. Here's Trump actually
Here's the latest
reversing
development.
the course. signs order to keep
Which,
families
by the
together.
way, he said he couldn't do this for days.
Yeah, for days and days. I actually have a story about how we could look at that in a minute, but after enormous pressure for days and days, and even a lot of Republicans saying they don't like this policy,
Well, it looks really bad.
Trump has decided to back down.
It
for
is a bad
once.
policy, but also it does look really, really fucking bad on the Trump administration.
President Donald Trump on Wednesday reversed his debunked argument that he had no authority to stop separations of undocumented immigrant families at the border, signing an executive order to keep parents and kids together. We're signing an executive order. I consider it to be a very important executive order. It's about keeping families together while at the same time being sure we have a very powerful, very strong border. Trump's climb down came after he faced intense pressure. It's a, the power border, dude.
I want the Arnold Schwarzenegger border. Flex your muscle
borders
border.
attacking people now? Like,
Dude.
why do we need powerful borders?
All right, listen up.
That's how our border
Fuck
expands,
a wall,
Paul.
guys. Fuck a wall. You
I
know
want
what
a
we
powerful
need?
border.
Lava moat 2020, dude. Lava moat. Encompass the entire country in a moat of lava.
No, you're thinking wrong, man.
Yeah.
The only way to make this less reprehensible is to, like, when they see a family with a kid running across the border, have some rape robots. Now, they don't rape the kids. They rape the parents in front of the children. Just to death. And then leave the children out in the wilderlands to fucking
fend for
die.
themselves,
Yeah,
you
to
know?
be eaten by coyotes. That's a little less cruel than what we're doing now.
A little less, huh? Anyway, yeah, so he's reversed course on this, probably because the Republicans told him, like, hey, we're going to fucking suffer some primary shit if you don't fucking reverse course on this. It had to be...
Never cared about that.
it has to be... I mean, that's what I'm saying. It had to be pretty fucking bad backlash for even Trump to back down, because he never backs down from
No,
shit.
I didn't back down, TJ. I didn't back down.
Trump falsely claimed for days that he couldn't end family separations. On Tuesday, he said, so what I'm asking Congress to do is give us a third option, which we have been requesting since last year, the legal authority to detain and promptly remove families together as a unit. We have to be able to do this. This is the only solution to the border crisis. We have to stop child smuggling. This is the way to do it. Trying to bring your child to America with you is not child smuggling. That's just a weird... That's
False.
like... That's like if you were like trying to bring them in here to traffic them or something. Trying to bring your own kid to the country that you're trying to move to, albeit illegally, is not smuggling them. On Twitter on Tuesday, he said Homeland Security at Sec Nielsen did a fabulous job yesterday at the press conference explaining security at the border and for our country, while at the same time recommending changes to obsolete and nasty laws which force family separation. We want heart and security in America. So while he's doing this, he's pretending like his hands are tied.
Right.
Like there's just nothing he can do.
What can I do?
But then all of a sudden...
I can.
It's just like, okay, I guess I could just do this executive order that stops it immediately.
There's nothing I can do.
I like that there's already an article banning family separation won't end the border crisis. Well, I mean, this is the problem with the border argument, because you have basically just two sides. You have one side that's like, basically take people's information and let them live in America, and that's it. Then you have another side saying, well, wait a minute, why should we just let them come to our country? It's like, but, I mean, most of the immigration that happened from Europe was pretty much done that way before. People just came to America. It wasn't like they all had fucking visas.
I mean, there's a third side, too. There's how about we end the unfair business practices that draw people here to work, and the stupid drug laws that draw gang members here to do their dirty work. How about that?
Well, I mean,
there's a solution for your immigration crisis.
I
Take
think-
away what people are immigrating here for.
I think you decriminalize all drugs. I mean, people talk about marijuana prohibition. It's like, yeah, that's a good step, but I mean,
Good
we really
first step.
We need to decriminalize drugs. We need to move it a model more like Portugal has, and treating it as a health problem and not as
Which
a
it
prison
is.
problem. Well, yeah, I mean, most times that's what it is. It's a mental health problem, or it's a physical problem if you're physically
Physical addiction, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not just one or the other. And people, but I mean, any country that's prosperous is going to have this problem going forward, because as resources in the world get more scarce, there's way more people. The problem of people coming to countries illegally, or whatever you want to call them, undocumented, is not going to end anytime soon.
And we're not looking... I mean, what really sucks to me is that one of the biggest problems that's driving a lot of this stuff is not even on the table for discussion, which is overpopulation There's too many fucking humans. We're burning through our resources too
Climate
fast.
change.
We're poisoning the fucking oceans. We're poisoning the fucking air.
I know that overpopulation is a problem. I just don't think it's the problem here.
I think it's a big part of the fucking problem.
Is the problem here, 100%.
Mexico, especially, overpopulated country. Not a lot of fucking money to go around. Not a lot of resources to go around.
Yeah, not enough opportunities.
There's a reason. The reason that there's not a lot of money and resources to go around is because they've been fist fucked.
Oh yeah,
for the last 150 years.
Well,
I mean, all of Mexico and all
yeah.
of South America has been fucked over. The Middle East has pretty much been fucked over. I mean, a good solid chunk of the world has been fucked over by, I mean, not just America, but
by corrupt politicians and authoritarian regimes that just concentrate the power into very few people. Like the same story that's been, as long as there's been human civilization, it's pretty much how it's been. There's been a king or emperor or council. It doesn't matter.
Well, not only that, but I'm talking about like the fucking economic damage that's done that America exports to every other fucking country. NAFTA and all that bullshit that just took fucking jobs away from Americans and sent them down to Mexico and then took them all away from Mexico and brought them back here. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, you keep doing
the
that
amazing
to a country
shuffling
already,
jobs.
Yeah, you keep doing that to a country that's already having economic problems, and what do you think's going to happen?
Mexico has a number of monopolies too. I mean, Mexico's a totally different country in that respect. I mean, like, but I mean, that's kind of where we're trending to. We broke up monopolies 100 years ago, and now we're almost going back to that. It's like we broke all these things up, and now all these businesses are just conglomerating and forming these massive corporations.
What about the drug bullshit that we pull on Mexico? The constant like drug war shit. The fucking what was that big scandal during the Obama administration?
Oh, the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, they're giving guns to the fuck. Like, why do you think people are running out of Mexico? We're arming bloodthirsty gangs in their country that behead them.
Here, cartels, have some drugs and some guns.
Perpetrating a system of justice that supports those people by driving the prices of drugs up due to prohibition so they can make millions of dollars dealing weed and heroin in this country.
You know what's crazy? I mean, yeah, there's those gangs definitely exist in this country, but I mean, they don't kill 50,000 people in the U.S., so you know that...
Yeah, you're not finding headless bodies everywhere.
It's because...
I mean, in Mexico, cartels are fucking openly assassinating... political candidates and shit.
But you notice how that doesn't happen here? Oh, because it very well easily could. So obviously, the U.S. government's policy a lot of times is just to give them funding and deal with them in a different way.
I mean, the U.S.
Which
government,
in some ways is smart.
The U.S. government works with the cartels half the time.
Yeah, but the backlash is huge. I mean, and Mexico is really the people who are suffering. The people of Mexico are the ones in Central and South America where they're just ridden with gangs and they control everything.
The government loves
and
those
you have
fucking gangs down there.
Oh, they love them, dude.
They love dude. The American government loves a strong man. Look at the fucking pageant we just put on for Kim Jong-un.
Well, who do the gangs operate with impunity because the government really doesn't do anything to crack down. So the gangs work for the government and to effect. I mean, obviously it's kind of give and take both, but I mean that's how gangs have always really operated for the most part. Like it's with the government going, well, it's only when they actually try to challenge the authority of the state do they get broken up or shut down? And then another one that's more compliant just moves in.
I mean, in Mexico, it's even worse than that. If they try and if the politicians try and crack down on the fucking drug cartels, they just start killing the politicians.
The cartels are higher up than the government in their society.
That's why our government deals with them, because they are really the ones that hold power in fucking Mexico.
Yeah, so I mean, like our government knows if you really want to make a deal with Mexico, you got to go to the cartels, not the government.
Look at the shit with like Pablo Escobar, and shit like that, where it's like you see the monumental Herculean effort it took, the
CIA was helping Escobar bring fucking cocaine into this country. So it's just ridiculous fucking hypocrisy yet again.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's always it's like how the worm fucking turns. It's like suddenly now, we support you, and now you're not doing what we want, or there's other people that are actually we want to deal with, so we're just gonna kill you. I mean, that's and the casualty is always just normal people because they don't matter. What the root cause of this is just money. That's all it really matters. It's the only thing everyone's thinking about is how they're gonna make more money off exploiting your dumb ass. And
there's not a lot of money being made in child concentration camps because we're walking that one back. So that's good.
Poll: Kim Jong-un has higher approval among Republicans than Nancy Pelosi.
Of course he does, because their dumbass president legitimized him.
More Republicans view North Korean leader Kim Jong-un favorably than do House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, according to a poll released Monday. The Ipsos survey conducted for the Daily Beast found that among Republicans, 19% indicated they hold a favorable opinion of Kim, while 17% said they have a favorable opinion of Pelosi.
Is this just not illustrative of
60
how fucking skewed the Republican worldview is?
68% of Republicans said they held an unfavorable opinion of Kim, while 72% said they had an unfavorable view of Pelosi. Okay, I don't like Nancy Pelosi either, but
Who does?
yeah, I mean she's
compared to
apparently
Kim Jong-un.
17% of people like her. Republicans like her for some reason, but I don't remember Nancy Pelosi fucking throwing any American citizens in concentration camps and starving them to death.
You haven't been to California in a while. You haven't been to the Pelosi concentration camps there?
Oh, she is doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Oh, dude, whole swaths of California are starving because of her policies. She's
Yeah.
a total
And
nightmare.
any dissenter against Pelosi is just imprisoned
I mean, have you
indefinitely without trial or
Did you
charge.
TJ
hear what happened when she almost didn't get elected? She threatened to use her nukes on us.
Oh, yeah.
TJ, what are you talking about? That's not the policy of Pelosi. Actually, the people who speak out, their families are imprisoned in the concentration.
Oh,
camps.
wow.
Yep.
So, if, like, let's say you speak out, I'm going to be arrested, Mom, Steve, all them.
I thought Nancy Pelosi was just some random dumb cunt that happened to have a little bit of power. I didn't know she was like a despotic fucking dictator like that. Wow,
Well,
maybe she is.
then you
Maybe
would be
she is
wrong.
roughly on the same stage as Kim Jong Un. I don't know.
The spokesman also pointed to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's unfavorable rating in the Ipsos poll, saying he is the most unpopular politician in the country. The poll found that only 20% of all respondents had a favorable opinion of the Majority Leader. So, hey, remember that. They also said Mitch McConnell sucks.
They said that only 20% of all respondents liked his ass.
I mean-
so that means nobody likes him.
Yeah, Mitch is he really is. I don't know if I would have guessed it, but he really is the most unlikable politician. It was either him or who's that other one? What's his fucking name? Leslie?
Chuck Schumer?
No, Leslie fucking whatever. I don't even know his dumbass name. I'm just picturing his stupid face.
Leslie Nielsen,
Yeah,
star
Leslie
of such
Nielsen.
films as
Americans hate Congress. Why do they keep re-electing them? And that's one of the side articles. Well, that's easy. Because if you say, do you hate Congress as a whole? And they go, yep. What do you think? You're a local congressman or senator. Well, he ain't so bad. He did this for the state.
Why do they keep reelecting them? Because the people that are in the position have more money to run and can get their name out better.
Yeah, and honestly, you're a pleb and don't matter. You're not, unless you're a special interest group, you don't fucking matter. Just disavow yourself of that fucking notion.
Notorious Trump-loving pastor forced to take down America is a Christian Nation billboard. I don't know why. Let's see. This is the billboard here.
America.
Dr. Robert Jeffress. Or sorry, Jeffress.
Jeffress.
Look at that shit-eating grin he's got.
Well, he's got all the money from the stupid fucking people to go to his congregation.
It's a troll face. America's a Christian nation. Problem?
A church in Texas was forced to take down their America's a Christian Nation billboard after it drew criticisms from the local government. The city made Robert Jeffries, who pastors First Baptist Dallas, remove their sign after a negative news report. The Dallas Morning News published 2 articles. Why there's so many typos in these fucking articles? Remove their sign after a negative news reports. Like, why can't anybody fucking write anymore?
Because this shit doesn't matter.
The Dallas Morning News published 2 articles calling the sign hateful and divisive, blah, blah, blah. Let's be I don't understand why this had to be taken down.
Yeah.
Divisive, maybe.
I mean,
I don't know about hateful.
I mean, there's plenty. I've seen plenty of billboards that say essentially the same thing. I mean, atheists have put up billboards that say there is no
opposite,
God.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand why. Sure, I disagree with the billboard, but I don't see
give a
it as
fuck if-
offensive enough to be taken down.
Yeah, why
I
does it
mean,
need to be
if he
removed?
wants to pay for that space?
Hey, you're gonna pull this down. Do us all a favor and pull them all down.
Yeah, I mean, like let's have
Get
a
rid of
consistent
billboards.
standard. Every billboard gone.
I'll be fine with that. Ban billboards, dude.
Yeah, fuck billboards.
Ban this, or at least ban these stupid religious message billboards or anti-religion. I'm fine
Dude,
with that.
I'm fine with all of them being done away. There's too much advertising in this goddamn country to begin with. Just
Yeah.
do away with all these fucking stupid things, dude.
Let's be very clear. We do not object to the billboard company's right to refuse to post our message, Jeffries told. Okay, so the billboard company said no.
Yeah, they said it had to come down.
What we do object to is the city of Dallas, its mayor, and the other officials indirectly interfering with our church's right to publish its own message. Our question is simply this: did the city of Dallas directly or indirectly in any way threaten the billboard company? If so, I think that is an action that is illegal. Well, maybe it is. Take it to court, dude. I don't know. Since the billboard was taken down, another company offered to put up 20 billboards throughout the city. So basically, some right-wing group is like, well, we'll give you
Well, you know what's
billboards.
fucking great? You know, I mean, honestly, as much as I think it's stupid, fuck them. They should do it. You know, it's dumb. There's one stupid billboard. Who gives a shit, dude? If you don't like the fucking message, don't fucking look at it.
And the pastor makes a good point at the bottom, too. He was talking about how the mayor basically helped them spread this message. So this billboard, which would have been just a shitty billboard that people passed and laughed at in Dallas, is now a news story.
Yeah.
Because they pulled some shenanigans. Just let if you're going to have dumbass billboards advertising injury lawyers and Pepsi all over the place, this idiot can buy one. And have
Exactly.
America is a Christian nation bullshit on it.
I mean, this guy's a
It's no
huckster.
more reprehensible than that other bullshit.
This guy's
America is a
huckster, dude.
Pepsi nation. You know,
Yeah, no one would give a fuck.
whatever. I
All these
like
people
I
say
said, I don't
this
agree
shit-
with the billboard, but I
Look,
don't give a shit.
All these people believe this shit anyways. Who cares? That's
And
their
this is-
fucking right to believe their nonsense.
This is probably just going to end up being a situation where there's now going to be 20 of these fucking things because an issue was made out of it, and the city government decided to get involved and fuck with
they
this
should have.
billboard.
They should have no role in what as a fucking on a billboard, dude. Why would the government need to be involved? I mean, what is happening here? It's a fucking stupid fucking sign, and it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, how many Christian fucking I mean, you drive across this country, you see ass loads of Christian billboards tell you you're going to hell, tell you this is wrong and that's bad, and you got to do this and you got to do that.
I mean,
I mean, this one isn't even particularly
here's
offensive.
the problem I have with it, because it is the government fucking trying to silence a point of view, because the company obviously accepted the advertising before, and now they suddenly don't want it anymore. They don't want the money anymore. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so the city leaned on the billboard
Fuck
company.
this city. People should have a right to express themselves. This isn't even that offensive or absurd or fucking even.
I mean, it's definitely absurd.
It is absurd.
Well, no, it's not absurd to post a message of whatever you want. If you want to put it like "I love donuts" on a billboard, who gives a fuck? Is what I'm saying.
It's no more absurd than bop 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 bomb loving it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Let this idiot advertise.
Legendary pro wrestling villain Vader dies at
Damn.
63.
Damn, dude. Fucking Vader.
Pro wrestling legend and former NFL star Vader has passed away after a battle with pneumonia, according to his son via Twitter. Around a month ago, my father was diagnosed with a severe case of pneumonia. He fought extremely hard and clinically was making progress. Unfortunately, on Monday night, his heart had enough, and it was his time. Big Van Vader, yep.
It sucks, but I mean, I don't think anyone's surprised that Vader is dead.
Vader's real name was Leon White. And I thought in tribute to Vader, we could take a look at my favorite Vader moment, which came during an interview on, I think, maybe Turkish television
I think it was Kuwait or something, or
like that. Some
Pakistan.
kind of Middle Eastern country.
I think it was Kuwait or Pakistan.
So let's take a quick look.
In Kuwait here, I mean,
Kuwait.
I'm sure you heard this before, that they say this wrestling is not for real. Is it like you act or...
Well, let's put it this way. What we do, if it is acting, we take a normal man and break him in half. You know, that's such an unoriginal question for someone to ask. You know, and it's so easy for people to pass judgment and make all these questions about what wrestling is. Wrestling is one of the finest athletic endeavors that you will ever see. Not only do you get the best of athletics, but you get people who can actually sell.
So there's the Undertaker,
tickets by just
obviously
holding their
pissed
picture
off
in
by
their
the
hands.
question, but giving
There's several
a
people who
very
care whether or not
polished,
I can wrestle or not.
diplomatic,
But the message that I bring
professional answer,
when I go to the ring,
despite the fact that he's
Look at
pissed
Vader.
off. And Vader's
they
like,
don't care what it is.
all right,
But let me
He's getting
assure
more and
you,
more
it's
pissed
the most
over there,
physical
just
thing
fuming about the
that
question.
you would ever do in your life.
Yeah. يمكن ما قدرت أتابع بشكل عام لكن أعتقد أنه ملخص كلامه أن هي اللي يقولها أن هي
He's just so fucking pissed right now.
What's such a stupid question to
لو
ask a
كانت
wrestler?
مزيف يعني
It's such a stupid. I mean, like maybe in Kuwait it's not though. You know, I don't know.
I mean, it is.
It is, dude. Everyone knows wrestling is quote unquote. It's scripted. We all know it. It's not fake. It's scripted.
الرفع والهبد اللي قاعد يصير على هذا لا يمكن أن تكون يوم من الأيام تمثيل لأنها تحتاج إلى أجسام وقوة معينة.
Oh
You
God.
can just see it simmering in
Just for the
Vader.
wrestling shows that.
Excuse me.
Sorry, yeah.
You gave him a chance to respond to
Yeah,
that question.
this is the question I'm going to ask you now.
I'd like to respond to the same question.
Okay, please, go ahead.
Well, my astute colleague, the heavyweight champion of the world, very diplomatic individual. I'm perhaps not quite so diplomatic. In fact, I find your question and your remarks insulting to what I do. Physically, no man can do what I do in the ring. If they could, why wouldn't they be out there making the type of money we make and enjoy the type of fame and lifestyle that we enjoy? So I find your remark and your question insulting.
It's not my question, it's somebody...
Does that fucking feel fake, huh? Does that feel fake?
Hey,
Does it?
oh, no, just...
Why don't you come down tonight, and before I kick his ass, I'll kick your ass.
Okay.
All right? We're not here to
You'll be the
insulted. I'm not here
appetizer.
to be insulted.
Okay.
Dude, I would have loved to see Vader versus Hamul from Turkish television, dude.
هذه
That would have
شيء
been
اثنين، يا إما
a fucking
صجية،
squash
يا إما
if
المخرج
ever there
عمل
was
هذا.
one.
في كل الأحوال أنا راح أعتذر عن الموضوع.
I love how he was so well spoken as he did that too.
لا ما في تكملة رجاء ننتقل.
This fucking fake.
My astute colleague is a very diplomatic individual.
I am perhaps not so diplomatic.
Such a fake bitch! You know. So yeah, I mean, Vader was an entertaining guy, real strong man.
I believe he was actually arrested for this too.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing serious came
I mean,
of
you know,
it.
sure. It's not like, I mean, he knew not to literally beat the shit out of the guy. He just wanted to make him shit his pants.
If there's a guy on earth that isn't worried about going to Turkish prison, it's Big Van Vader. Okay? He's gonna be fine. There's gonna be a bunch of dudes that look like Hamul here, and he's gonna fucking do the same thing to them that he just did to this dude. If they fuck with him, you know, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
I don't think anyone's gonna fuck with him, dude.
He was crazy strong. He was a good wrestler.
I mean, he's taking up half that couch.
I
Let's
remember,
put it that
like,
way.
you know, I always
Oh,
look
yeah.
forward to seeing him in a match because he was just brutal. So yeah, I'm sad he's passed.
The thing I actually remember about Vader, it's Mick Foley's book, Have a Nice Day. Was he's like, he was talking about wrestlers punching. He said some wrestlers, you know, they hit you, and it looks like, you know, they throw a really good punch, but it doesn't. You don't even feel it. And some wrestlers,
what he said was like, there's a lot of guys who they throw a punch that looks like shit, but it hurts like hell.
It hurts like hell, yeah.
And there's some wrestlers that
they throw a
punch that, you know, it looks like, you know, a solid punch, but it doesn't hurt at all. And he said Vader left no room for error. He just basically he just punches you, you know.
He just punch you in the face.
Yeah, you know, he's just like, you just punched me, you know. There's no like, I'm gonna, you know. He's not leaving that margin of error there.
Pull up a fucking picture of like Vader so you can actually see.
Yeah.
So people can actually see how big fucking. I mean, because this doesn't even really do him justice.
He's a huge dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let me go find like a bigger picture, I guess.
I mean, this is not a guy you'd want to fucking hit you. Let's put it that way.
No.
I'll go ahead and just pull up like
he was what, about 6'4", 6'3", something like that.
I could look up his stats. Let's see. Big Van Vader. He was. Let's see. Where's his fucking height and weight?
And was he ever champion? I think he was champ, huh?
Yeah, I think he was a few times. He was. His build height was 6'4", which means he was probably about 6'2". His build weight was 456 pounds, so he's probably more like
300,
380, something like that. I mean, he was definitely huge. Let me just see if I can find like a really demonstrative picture of his fucking size and strength and shit. Yeah, this is This is a good one of him up again. I mean, this is another wrestler, so this is like an ordinary. This is probably larger than an ordinary size human being you're looking at here.
Right.
You know,
It looks like Shawn Michaels.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just a juggernaut.
I mean, Shawn Michaels is kind of a smaller guy actually, but still, I mean, you know, that guy was huge. I mean, he's a big fat dude, but super strong.
Built like a fucking Mack truck.
Yeah,
though.
just like a tank of a man. I guess they said, you know, behind the scenes, he was a pretty gentle, soft-spoken guy, but obviously in that interview, not so much.
Sucks, but, you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, poor dude. But, you know, 63, I guess. What are you going to do? Our kids need proper water. Families plead for action over uranium in drinking water.
Oh, what's a little uranium in your water?
This is an Australian issue. Some of Australia's poorest communities have been drinking water high in uranium, and residents have accused governments of ignoring the problem. Many of us turn on the tap without a second thought. High-quality drinking water is supplied to most cities and regions across the country, but in the Aboriginal community of Laramba, why does it always tend to be these poor minority communities that get saddled with the shit water, huh?
I don't know, man.
Like Flint, Michigan, and the Aboriginal Laramba community over in fucking Australia.
It's almost like the shit rolls downhill or something.
North of Alice Springs, drinking water contains more than double the recommended levels of uranium.
That won't do anything to you.
And it's likely been that way for a decade.
What has uranium ever done
What's
to
the
anybody?
recommended level of uranium? You know, isn't it 0? Don't you want 0 uranium in your shit?
Billy Briscoe, a long-term resident, is deeply concerned about the impact that the water is having on his family. The really important thing is about kids. Our kids need proper water, not with uranium. They need quality, really good water. What a fucking what a crybaby.
What a fucking goddamn liberal fucking crybaby. So they even got him in Australia too. These whiners. They want their kids to have water without a certain amount of uranium in it. I mean, that's ridiculous.
The main toxic effect of short-term exposure to high concentrations of uranium is inflammation of the kidney.
A little inflammation of your fucking kidneys. Is that so bad?
According to the National Health and Medical Research Council, little is known about the long-term exposure to low concentrations. Most communities in the Northern Territory rely on bore water pumped up from an aquifer deep underground, which often contains high concentrations of naturally occurring minerals and contaminants like uranium. Laramba residents said their appeals for help have been overlooked. Yeah, I mean, not surprising. I mean, Flint still doesn't have the water problem fixed. So.
Listen at the bottom. The Australian Medical Association said access to safe water was a basic human right and urged governments to invest in treatment facilities in remote parts of the country.
It is difficult to understand how this hasn't already been implemented and addressed. No, it's not. It's actually not.
Well, let's see. Do these poor Aboriginal people are they a big voting bloc? No. Do they have a lot of money? No. So does anyone give a shit about them? No.
Yep.
There you go.
Nobody
There's your
cares
answer.
about fucking Laramba.
Yeah, let's just fucking, like I said, if you're just a little fucking pissant, disavow yourself of the notion that you matter.
West Point grad who posed with "Communism will win" in cap discharged. You guys remember this? Maybe.
What
Yeah.
happened?
It was big on Twitter and shit.
The West Point graduate who last year posed in a picture holding a cap that had "Communism will win" written inside is officially out of the U.S. Army with an other than honorable discharge. Spencer Rapone rocked the military community last year after his social media posts were revealed showing him wearing a Che Guevara shirt underneath his military uniform. He is no longer part of the U.S. military after top brass at Fort Drum's 10th Mountain Division accepted his resignation Monday after an earlier warning for conduct unbecoming an officer. He's leaving the military with an other than honorable discharge. Army officials condemned the cadet last year and opened an investigation into his social media activity. Second Lieutenant Rapone's actions in no way reflect the values of the U.S. Military Academy or the U.S. Army, an Army statement read. Shouldn't the members of our Army have the freedom to express whatever political position they want to?
Absolutely.
But TJ, he resigned, though.
Yeah, they accepted his resignation.
Let's be honest. There's no way he was ever going to.
There's no way he was forced out of that or anything.
No, not at all.
He didn't get pulled into the office and told, like, unless you want to be working a post in fuck shit Alaska, you'll resign, motherfucker.
His open advocacy of communism attracted the criticism from Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who then urged the U.S. military to dismiss Rapone for supporting the country's enemies. I thought this country was supposed to be built on freedom of speech and that you could have any political position you wanted to.
Did he say he supported the enemies of America? Was he saying, hey, you know what, ISIS? I mean, if you reveal the pro-ISIS shirt, sure, he should be gone.
The former cadet, yeah, but last I checked, we're not waging a war on Che Guevara.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's dead.
Like, I mean, I gotta be. Should he even be let go for a I'm like. It's his conduct as an officer that should judge whether or not he's a soldier.
There's no way I'm sorry, Paul, but there's no way under the military code of justice that if you say you had a shirt that was like, I'm pro our enemy and I want to do anything to aid and help them, that you should be part of the military. That is a bridge too far. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, whatever. Fuck the military doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, I mean, you can argue that all day long, and a lot of the rules of the military are stupid.
All right, let's see what else he did.
But
the now former cadet said the probe found him advocating for socialist revolution online and disparaging high-ranking officers and U.S. officials. The Army said it took appropriate action in dealing with the situation, but Rapone remains unabashed, posting a picture on Monday showing him the middle finger at a sign... showing him the middle... All right, whatever. At a sign at the entrance of Fort Drum captioned, "One final salute."
It was just stupid. I mean, yeah, while in uniform, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. That is definitely...
While in uniform, Spencer Rapone advocated for communism and political violence, expressed support and sympathy for enemies of the United States. I'm glad to see they've given him an other than honorable discharge.
They have really strict rules for when you're in uniform what you're supposed to do. But I mean, at the same time, should he have been fired or dismissed for this or been forced to resign for this? I mean, he's just expressing his First Amendment right. He should not have been fired for this.
Here's his statement. "I knew there would be repercussions," said Rapone, who's becoming a prominent far-left advocate and will be speaking at a conference for socialism next month. "Of course, my military career is dead in the water. On the other hand, many people have reached out and showed me support. There are a lot of veterans, both active duty and not, that feel like I do."
Yeah, and he should have the right to express his beliefs. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have done it in his uniform, but...
What if he was wearing a shirt that said "ISIS Lives Matter"? That's not necessarily like I will fucking fight for ISIS. That's just like, hey, these be people.
I don't think so, Paul.
You don't think that'll fly?
No, I don't think it's gonna fly.
I mean, apparently you can't even be. If you're too far left, you'll just be kicked out of the military.
Well,
that's what I get from this.
The military is mainly conservative. Let's be honest.
Well, I know what I'm doing. That's the kind of people that's gonna my old ass.
That's gonna be the kind of people that the military attracts. I mean, anyways, it's not gonna attract a bunch of fucking liberals. I mean, there are liberals in the military, but they're the minority, clearly.
Yeah, if they draft me, I'm just gonna as soon as the drill sergeant starts yelling at me, I'm gonna be like, "Yes, comrade, viva la communism!"
Well, you ain't get drafted. Don't worry about it.
Why not, dude? I'm a strong, strapping young man.
I think you're too old to be drafted.
Am I? Am I out of draft range?
No, he's not. But
what is the? I mean, he'd be on like a low tier.
What are you trying to say, Scotty? What are you trying to say, Scotty?
Got a
I'm
bad
not a good soldier.
No, Paul, you would not make a good soldier. Are you fucking joking? Paul, I would not fucking put you on the front. If the fucking fate of humanity depended on it, I'd be like, we surrender, aliens.
Do you guys want to take a break because of this shit that's going on out there, or do you want to just plow through?
Let's just fucking keep going.
All right. NYPD will start using summonses, not arrests, for marijuana. How about they just let people smoke weed?
How about the state of New York just legalizes marijuana,
like every other sensible
like the
fucking
other
state.
9 other states for recreational use, and we just stop the prohibition on marijuana and wasting people's time. They don't need a fucking summons. They don't need any shit.
The New York Police Department will issue criminal summonses to people caught smoking marijuana in public instead of arresting them, starting September 1st.
Start now.
Yeah, first of all, why not start immediately? Second of all, why even bother with fucking summonses? Third of all, fuck you. Legalize weed. I mean, is there anything more to say on this?
No.
All right.
Really.
Burger King Russia apologizes for World Cup promotion offering Whoppers money to women impregnated by players.
You got a fucking football player baby in you? Come into fucking Burger King for some
How do
free
you prove
Whoppers.
it, though?
You know what? Burger King, Russia did something cool, and they shouldn't have to fucking apologize, okay? They shouldn't have to apologize. That's awesome.
I just don't know how you prove you got impregnated by...
I think they were
like a FIFA
joking,
player.
you know? I'm pretty sure it was a fucking joke.
Oh, no. Come on, TJ. I think they were serious.
The Russian arm of the restaurant chain was forced to pull a promotion offering money and free food to women impregnated by World Cup athletes
No, it was legit,
after the
dude.
fast food company found the ad to be too insulting. We apologize for the statement we made. Who's it insulting to exactly? Burger King Russia stated in a post shared to the Russian social media platform VK.com as translated by Google. It turned out to be too insulting. We thank you for the feedback and hasten to inform you that we have already removed all materials related to the application.
But who was insulted by it?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, who exactly got insulted by this?
The non-existent hot girlfriends of rich football players that never eat at fucking Burger King. That's who.
Dude, you know what it probably was? Oh, man. You know what it was? Because it's Russia. It was probably all the gay guys that were going to... See, they can't get pregnant. So, I mean, they probably just felt left out.
Man, even Russia is catching shrapnel from this
Yeah,
fucking...
I was about to say, has
pussy
SJWism started to reach Russia now? That's
Damn,
not
dude,
good.
I think so.
Blah, blah, blah. After the promotion was removed, Burger King's media relations department also released an apology on behalf of the company. We're sorry about the clearly offensive promotion that the team in Russia launched online. As soon as it was brought to our attention, we had it removed. It certainly does not reflect our brand or our values. Your values suck.
Who fucking cares, dude?
You know what? I want to open my own fucking burger chain that's going to do all kinds of offensive promotions. You know, like if you're a convicted murderer, you eat free for life. You know, whatever. Fuck this, man. Fuck this shit.
Gonna have like blackface mascot, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking.
Show up to TJ's offensive, Shaq.
I'm going to steal Lil Black Sambo from the fucking
Dude,
old...
TJ, you can have it. Anyone who shows up in an offensive costume or in blackface eats for free.
Yeah.
Well, dude, what about getting rid of the pregnancy thing and just be like, if you come in with a football player's load on your face, we'll give you a fucking walk.
It looks like, dude, this chick's got a load on her face.
Yeah.
right
Dude, you know
now,
what? If you're a white person and you come in blackface, you can get the reparations burger, you know?
Sweet.
It's going to be good. Smoking hits all-time low
shit,
in U.S.
TJ.
Bunch of pussies. The decline has coincided with a greater understanding that smoking is the cause of... Who didn't know that? Cause of cancer, heart disease, and other health
It's
problems.
bad for you?
About 14% of U.S. adults were smokers last year, down from 16% the year before, government figures show. Man, we're becoming a more and more marginalized class.
That's great, dude.
There hadn't been much change the previous 2 years, but it's been clear that there's a general decline, and the new figures show it's continuing, said K. Michael Cummings.
Like, you know what? I thought it was interesting because we're not talking about the other elephant in the room is how many people are fucking vaping now? How many teenagers are fucking vaping? How many adults are vaping? So if we factor that in is really...
Yeah, a lot of these motherfuckers might
yeah.
have just switched to vaping.
Well, right here, you see, in the early 60s, roughly 42% of U.S. adults smoked.
That was back when fucking men
So
were
yeah, I'm
men.
sure the numbers are still, even if you factor in vaping, are still down from that. I mean, that's 1 in fucking 2 people nearly are smoking.
Dude, I think a lot of these cigarette companies are subtly advertising on TV shows and shit.
Well, dude, who do you think's gonna own all the vaping?
Because you know what? I was watching that Amazon Prime show Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton, and I swear every motherfucker in that show smokes constantly. I'm just like, God damn, this motherfucking show is making me want a cigarette.
You know who's gonna buy all the vaping companies up? It's gonna be these fucking tobacco companies.
Pretty good show, by the way.
They're just gonna go to the next Vice. We all know that.
Vaping replaces.
Yeah, there you go.
It's in a related article here. That they're vaping now, so I mean, it ain't like they really quit. They just switch their fucking addiction.
I mean, they switched to something that is demonstrably less harmful.
Well, they switched to something that hasn't been demonstrated to be as harmful as of yet.
Yeah, the Juul, dude. That's the fucking big one. now.
That's a misrepresentation of the facts, TJ. There have been a lot of studies on vaping.
Yeah, I mean, how long did it take to uncover?
All of them have found that it is way less destructive and way less carcinogenic than fucking cigarettes.
I disagree, Paul. I disagree.
Nobody's arguing that vaping is totally fucking harmless.
No, that'd be simple.
But it is a huge, huge upgrade from smoking cigarettes.
I disagree, Paul.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Based on what evidence do you disagree?
I just disagree. It's a matter of opinion. I disagree with his opinion.
Okay, well, your opinion is flawed.
Woman who lied about being raped on college campus gets jail. Once again, I mean, I hate to say this every fucking week like a broken fucking record, but here's this thing that never happens.
Yep,
happening yet again. At least this bitch is going to fucking jail for once. Usually these false rape accusers just don't, nothing happens to them. Despite previously indicating he wouldn't do so, a Bay County judge sent a woman to jail for making up a story about being raped in Delta College parking lot. Good. Bay County Circuit Judge Joseph K. Sheeran on Monday, June 18th, sentenced 21-year-old Mary T. Zolkowski to 45 days in jail with no credit for any time served. Yeah, this needs to be a more common thing. This needs to be something that happens when you make rape accusations and they turn out to be demonstrably false. You should go to jail. Now, maybe there should be exceptions if you come clean yourself, because we don't want to discourage that. But
there should definitely be repercussions, though. Legal fees.
If you get found out,
assessed.
If you get found out, you should fucking go to jail because you try to destroy someone's life using the legal system. Your life should be fucked up for a little while. I'm not saying that her life should be destroyed because she made that mistake, but she should definitely suffer repercussions, and I'm glad she is.
Her story was basically, I read in more in this, it was totally bogus. Like, she just claimed, I think she said like a black man raped her.
Yeah.
And then then there was someone on the campus, the college campus or whatever, that was actually they had to pass a polygraph test and prove like, no, I had nothing to do with this. So they had someone some innocent person just questioned for no reason because she made these accusations.
So she wasn't even doing it for vengeance or anything, just doing it for attention.
If you go down further, you can actually.
Where's the description here?
I called Delta College and falsely reported the rape on their campus.
Zolkowski told the judge in March, "My mother made the initial call, and I took the phone and continued to report." Sheeran and Zolkowski asked Zolkowski why her mom called the college in the first place. "She was concerned for me," Zolkowski replied. "Had you told her something that made her call?" the judge asked. "Yes, I told her I was raped," Zolkowski said. "I told them it happened in the back parking lot. I didn't say by who." "Did you ever name or accuse an individual?" "No." "Why did you do that?" the judge continued. "I was assaulted previously, not at Delta's campus," Zolkowski said, "and because I was ashamed of circumstances of that, when my mother called, I vented through Delta, which was very wrong of me. I should have been truthful from the beginning, and I used Delta." Whatever, bitch. Shut up.
Yeah, little
still trying to be the fucking
the article
victim.
basically just had all the background on what happened.
Yeah, and some fucking poor motherfucker got accused of raping your ass just because you decided to make up some fucking tall tale because you wanted some attention. Fuck you. Enjoy your time in jail. Woman kills parents, takes her own life over eczema torment.
Dude, I have eczema, but I've never thought about killing anyone.
A former nursing student, she would have been a great nurse too, murdered her parents before killing herself on Father's Day. Is Father's Day celebrated in Hong Kong?
It must be.
According to Hong Kong police, who suggested her skin condition may have motivated the attack. An initial report found that the 23-year-old had attacked her parents, inflicting fatal wounds to her father's chest and her mother's chest. Why did it?
Waist and legs.
Waist and legs. Their bodies were found by police after a relative called authorities, telling them that no one had answered the door at the apartment in Tuyen Mun, a residential neighborhood in Hong Kong. A 30-centimeter knife, which was suspected to have been used in the attack, was recovered at the scene, police said. The couple's daughter, Pang Ching-yu,
I mean, that's a stereotypical.
Was also
Chinese
found
name.
dead at the scene. Police said they found a suicide note.
Pang Ching-yu!
I mean, the only one that would be worse would be if her name was Ching Chong Ching.
Yeah.
Eczema is a chronic. Yeah, I know what eczema is. Hereditary component. A woman had also posted in an online forum blaming her parents for the condition. People with eczema giving birth to kids are worse than poor people giving birth to kids. The post reads, if you're poor, you can rely on your own hard work. With eczema, sorry, you have to suffer your whole life with no change. Eczema is not this fucking serious of a thing.
I mean, there's some people that have severe
Your parents
eczema.
are not monsters for daring to birth you into this world with eczema. You're a twat. Well, I guess you're a dead twat. Next time, just kill yourself. I guess there's no next time.
I guess
But
she
if
had
there's any
severe-
other people like this in the world that happen to see this, don't kill your parents. Just kill your fucking self.
I mean, she must have had the most fucking severe eczema you could imagine to fucking kill someone for this.
I mean, look at her. I mean, she don't, I mean, it's on her arms, I'm assuming.
But yeah, maybe it's on her somewhere on her body. But I mean, this is a common skin condition, and usually it's. I mean, there's times it flares up and gets really bad in certain spots on your body. But
I mean, like a huge percentage of the population has fucking eczema. It's
I
not.
have eczema. It's not.
It's not. Like, have you ever in your life, even for a moment, been like, I'm gonna kill myself because my eczema?
No, it's not that kind of. You just put. I mean, yeah, it gets really itchy, and sometimes, like you said, you get blisters or other things. But
I
that's
think
usually if
this-
you don't moisturize enough.
I think she's just a spoiled twat, and she should have
Yeah.
just offed herself, not her parents, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck her. The end.
Sucks to be your parents. Fuck, but. that's how it goes.
Panchinho!
Panchinho! Astabio!
Mother's coffin falls on pallbearer's kills son in South Sulawesi funeral.
Now that's some irony.
A resident of North Toraja in South Sulawesi. This is a series of
mouthful,
fucking
dude.
words. Salmon
Semen.
Kondurura. Kondurura?
Condorura.
Kondurura died of a severe head injury after a coffin carrying his deceased mother fell on the male pallbearers at a funeral on Friday. Saman was among dozens of male relatives who were carrying his mother's coffin to Lakeen, a traditional wooden stilt house in which dead bodies are stored during the Toraja traditional funeral ceremony. Video footage of the incident went viral on social media, which showed the crowd climbing a bamboo ladder to put the coffin inside the Lakeen. When suddenly the ladder broke and the carriers lost control of the coffin slid and struck the crowd. TribuneToraja.com quoted an eyewitness, Artie, as saying that Saman sustained a severe injury to his head in the incident. He died on the way to the hospital. Killed by your mother's fucking coffin, dude.
Wow.
Of all the ways to go, dude.
You're at your mom's funeral. Mom!
Mom, boom! You're dead, too.
And then the
At least
coffin...
he doesn't have to deal with all of that grief.
Yeah.
Very brief grief, dude.
Yep.
Brief grief.
Now we just have to see, and then his coffin falls and kills his pet dog.
Maybe it's going to be the.
And then the
cycle
dog's
continues.
coffin falls and kills his pet rat, and it just keeps going on and on down the
Is
line.
this rat going to be the dog's pallbearer, dude?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Fluffy is remembered by his friend Teeth the Rat.
Alabama musician's shows canceled after he volunteers on Facebook to shoot immigrants. Cool. Philip McCain, dude.
There's video if you want to see it.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't want to watch his shitty music.
Well, I think it's just a clip of him
Oh, this
saying
is
he
the
wants
clip of him
yeah.
saying he's going to shoot the immigrants?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we can listen to it then.
I'm going to shoot him.
Kill them immigrants.
You got to kill him.
McCain, everybody.
No, it's just him playing a shitty song.
He probably said it somewhere in there, but
I don't think so.
you don't
It's not
think so. How
labeled
how
that
the
way.
fuck do you know, TJ? You lying sack of shit.
I'm not going to watch his whole shit
You're a lying
song just
sack
to
of
hear it.
shit. All right, here's the thing. Go down below.
Here's what he's saying it right here. I'll tell you what, I'll volunteer to shoot their asses when they approach the border. Problem solved. No more illegal fucks coming here, period. I don't give a shit about them, their kids, their shitty life, or asylum. I care about American kids and American families. You got to be a complete idiot to not get it. But then again, we were talking about the libtard agenda. Liberalism is a mental disorder, and I'm damn sure glad I'm not dumb shit. Yeah, liberalism is a mental disorder, says the guy who's volunteering to go shoot people and I have no compassion for anyone who's not born across this arbitrary line.
I feel like this guy sounds like a
and anyone who disagrees with me is mentally ill. No, you're mentally
You're
ill,
a
you
psychopath.
fucking retard.
I
You
mean,
psychotic fucking piece of shit.
What rational person?
Birmingham musician Philip McCain has brought the wrath of Yeah, we already know he got the wrath, and he fucking... Yeah, his show was canceled. Good. Fuck him. Suck my dick.
Scroll back up. There's like another quote from him.
Go ahead.
I don't give a shit about them. Oh, never mind. We saw that already.
Yeah, it's just the same quote. Rachel K., a New York woman who helped spread the screenshot via Twitter, told AL.com she was appalled by McCain's Facebook post.
No shit.
Blah, 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 blah. We all know what happened to him next. He's a fucking turd. What are you going to do? The end. Arkansas thief tried paying waitress with her own stolen credit card. Oops. Oopsie daisy.
Hey, I like to pay for this meal.
How's this not a Florida man story?
I don't know. It's an Arkansas man story. An Arkansas waitress was stunned to receive her own credit card from a customer after her purse was stolen 2 days prior. Flora Lunsford, who works at Shannon's restaurant in Pine Bluff, was ready to run the bill for Shaman West after his meal on Wednesday when she spotted her own name on the card he gave her, Arkansas Online reports.
Beautiful, dude.
Reportedly having no desire to pay for the fellow's meal,
justice.
The 58-year-old woman instead phoned the police, who arrested the 21-year-old on the spot. Authorities soon found that West also possessed Lunsford's driver's license, social security card, and other credit cards. The trouble initially began on June 16th when Lunsford's car was broken into at a United filling station 2 blocks away from Shannon's restaurant. While Lunsford was inside the gas station store, surveillance footage later detailed the suspect breaking into her vehicle, stealing her purse, and getting back into his own car. Authorities say the suspect proceeded to drive to the side of the gas station, pick up a man who had shoplifted a drink. Together, the pair drove away.
It
was not immediately clear at this time what if and what role West played in the theft. Arrested on charges of forgery, theft by receiving, and 3 additional outstanding warrants, West was booked in Jefferson County Jail. Yeah, don't try to pay. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, this is just it just happens.
This is a total coincidence that was in her favor.
Yeah.
He didn't know who the fuck's name was on the thing. He's just a goddamn thief.
He's a scumbag.
He was just gonna use it.
Don't try to pay. I mean, like, I wouldn't go to a restaurant that close to where I mean, whatever. I wouldn't be stealing people's cards anyway.
Dude.
Seattle to ban plastic straws and utensils at eateries after July 1st.
Cool.
Plastic straws, utensils, and cocktail picks will be banned at Seattle businesses that sell food or drinks under a new law that takes effect July 1st. Seattle is believed to be the first major U.S. city to enact such a ban. Officials say the measure is needed as part of the city's continuing effort to reduce waste and prevent petroleum-based plastics from contaminating compost and polluting marine waters. Plastic pollution is surpassing crisis levels in the world oceans, and I'm proud Seattle is leading the way and setting an example for the nation by enacting a plastic straw ban. So they're going to use those like paper straws. I mean, they're not leading the way, maybe as a city, but I've been to restaurants that use paper straws and shit.
Ted's Montana Grill.
So they're going to use like wood forks or some shit. Like what? Like let's say you go get takeout in Seattle and you need a fork to eat it.
They're probably going to use wood-based alternative products. So that's what I'm guessing.
Seattle is encouraging businesses to consider not providing straws and to switch to compostable paper compostable paper straws rather than compostable plastic straws. Blah blah blah. Compostable paper straws are also marine biodegradable, but compostable plastic straws are not. It doesn't say what they're going to be replacing the silver with. I've drank out of the paper straws, so I know what that's all about.
I mean, the only like cheap wooden shit like silverware I've ever used is those cheap little ice cream cups.
Oh,
and they come with that wooden spoon. That's the only wooden utensil. So it's going to be interesting to see what you get in your bag if you get like a Chipotle fucking burrito bowl or something in Seattle, you know?
Well, just go to Seattle after July 1st.
You'll find out, dude.
And find out, dude. Then you'll know.
Go to Biscuit Bitch.
Canada legalizes recreational marijuana after Senate passes historic legislation. So... While New York is issuing summonses and shit,
the entire nation of Canada. God, I mean, I'm torn on this story. Every time I've heard about this, and now they've finally done it, dude. I don't know how to feel, man. I mean, because it's such a terrible country, but they're making such a good decision.
The move will make Canada the second country in the world to legalize cannabis for both medical and recreational use. Uruguay was the first to fully legalize the drug.
Yeah, no one cares about them, though.
Man, whatever, dude. Uruguay led the fucking way. Led the way to the promised land. Canada's fault. It's time, whatever happened to the days when the U.S. used to be the fucking lead? I thought we were supposed to be the leaders of the free world. We should have been the first to legalize weed nationwide. We should have been the first country to say, you know what, that's fine. In fact, we're also legalizing crack. Enjoy. But no, we're letting other people steal our fucking thunder.
The population, there's more people in the U.S. that can actually, because there's only about 35 million Canadians, something like that. I mean, California has more people just than that, or they're about the same number.
Yeah, but you know what, Scotty? It should be every American's right.
I agree with you,
to
but
fucking spark up a J,
I think
dude.
we all know that's not happening anytime soon.
It should be every American's fucking right to spark up a J if they want. In fact, here you go, Scotty.
Oh, shit. Don't bogart that joint. Don't bogart that joint, my friend.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa, bro.
That was a good one.
Man, I'm fucking so...
Whoa, dude, I'm baked!
Did you ever think about why you never fall up?
That's a good point, man. You think it would have happened once by now, you know?
Somebody would have fallen up, Like, what would happen, man? You'd be like, whoa.
You know what, though? The minimum age, legal age to buy and consume pot and Canada will be set at 18. So, man, there could be potentially some province you could be 18. That'll be the U.S. I think everyone in the U.S. you have to be at least 21.
Wow, dude. So, an 18-year-old kid can go buy a pot shop after high school and just get a couple J's.
That's beautiful, dude.
Go home.
God bless Canada.
Whoa.
Land that I love.
Fuck you, dude. Piece of shit.
Florida woman shoots husband in testicles after he tried to take her air conditioner.
Can't blame her, dude.
You don't try and fuck with
Florida's
somebody.
Especially in Florida. It's worth it to stab a motherfucker trying to steal your air conditioner in Florida, dude.
Damn
it really
right,
is. The Florida woman accused of shooting her husband in the testicles is back in jail after failing to show up to court. Whatever. She shouldn't have to be in court. Police say Kimberly Dunn, 35, lost her cool when her husband and his brother came to her Lake City home last year to pick up an air conditioning unit she was trying to sell on Facebook. Oh,
well, fuck her then.
Well, never
dude.
mind.
Never mind, dude.
Because they were going through a divorce. Okay, whatever.
That's one thing. She's like, man, I have no AC and it's hot. I need this. But yeah, she was just trying to fucking use it for crack
fuck her,
crack money
whatever.
or some shit.
It wasn't justified. All-you-can-eat restaurant closes after customers eat too much.
Dude, did TJ and Paul hit up a restaurant around here or something?
Sign says all you can eat $10, not you can eat all $10.
That's like this episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to the seafood buffet. Yeah, you guys remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes to, and there's the big court case and shit. It said all you can eat.
An all-you-can-eat restaurant in China has shut its doors after it fell into debt only 2 weeks after opening.
Damn, dude.
The Chinese hot pot restaurant Jiaminer, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that, started out by offering a month of unlimited food for $25.
Oh, no.
That's dumb.
Oh, no.
A month of unlimited food for $25?
Yeah, no wonder.
I'll sign up for that.
In just 2 weeks, Jiaminer racked up $100,000 in debt.
I mean, was this
Customers paid the fee.
Was this a front or something? I mean, how could you think this is going to make you money?
Customers paid the fee and got a membership card that entitled them to unlimited food for the month.
Yeah, maybe if you did that might work. You're like limit 2 plates per day or something.
Some report that customers shared the card with family and friends, which increased the volume of meals being consumed on a single purchase. Officials said the restaurant served in excess of 500 customers per day. Owners told ABC Australia that they didn't think they'd lose money, but rather they could accumulate more repeat customers. According to ABC, hot pot is very popular in Chengdu. You know what? These are just retards that just should never have gone into business for themselves. I could have told you easily that, yeah, offering $25 for unlimited meals for a month is not going to be a successful business proposition.
Putting zero safeguards in against fraud, because
this is just proof that not all Asian people are good at math.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do something like this, put the person's name on the card and then check ID before you let them in to eat.
And don't make first of all, just don't do this.
Dude, here's the thing.
But if you are going to do it, $25 is way too low of a price point.
Look, Olive Garden and other chains have done shit like this. You can do this and still make money. Here's the fucking problem. The problem is you put no safeguards against fraud, because guess what? When people go to stores and bitch about, the store's return policy or this or that, it's because a bunch of assholes have tried to scam the store out of money before or have successfully done it. And look, if you give someone a card that just says you can go in there whenever you want and eat unlimited amounts of food, of course they're going to give it like, okay, I'm going to go eat, and then later on you go eat there. Then I'm going to give it to my cousin, he's going to eat there, and they'll give it to her. It's a no fucking brainer. These people are fucking morons. And you know what they should have done? They should have caught this shit real fast. They should have been, you know what? We're going through way more fucking people than we've only sold this number of memberships. We have this many people coming every day. There's a problem. Shut this promotion down and just give people their money back.
They couldn't get their money back. They're always $100,000 in fucking debt.
Well, they're idiots and they deserve everything they got. Dude, I want to go swim in these fucking waters, dude.
Some rivers are so drug polluted their eels get high on cocaine.
Sweet.
Illegal drug residue in the waters could be affecting native fish. Critically endangered eels hyped up on cocaine could have trouble making a 3,700-mile
trip. Don't they have more energy?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? They should be fucking even more raring to go on their fucking trip. And while societies have long grappled with ways to cope with the use of illicit drugs, less understood are the downstream effects these drugs might have on other species after they enter the aquatic environment through wastewater. Who the fuck is dumping all their cocaine in the fucking toilet? What? So in the name of research, scientists pushed cocaine on European eels in labs for 50 days in a row in an effort to monitor the effects of the experience on the fish. European eels have a complex life pattern, spending 15 to 20 years in fresh or brackish water in European waterways before crossing the Atlantic Ocean to spawn. That's a stupid life cycle anyway. Just fucking... Why you gotta make a fucking huge odyssey?
Yeah, why can't I be abducted by some alien species that gets me high on drugs? For years.
Give it more marijuana and see what happens.
Let's see what happens if we give it more heroin. Look, it's even happier now.
Data show a great presence of illicit drugs and their metabolites in surface waters worldwide. Blah blah blah. Where does it tell me what it did to the damn eels? They found the eels appeared hyperactive but showed the same general health as drug-free eels, but their bodies told a different story. They found the drug accumulates in the brain, muscles, gills, skin, and other tissues of the eel. The muscles of the fish also showed swelling and even breakdowns, and the hormones that regulate their physiology changed. These problems were even around at the enforced 10-day rehab period in which the researchers removed the eels from the water with cocaine. All the main functions of these animals could be altered, Capaldo says. Particularly concerning is that cocaine increases cortisol. Man, this is bullshit. I can't get no cocaine, but these eels are fucking getting cocaine.
Yeah, look at that coked up eel right there.
Yeah, dude. It didn't
looking right at you.
Didn't turn out too well for those eels, did it, TJ?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck, man. As long as the eels get the cocaine.
What's up, TJ? I just did a big blind of coke.
ICE director. ICE can't be compared to Nazis since we're just following orders.
Just following the orders.
Like, what? That was the main excuse. Yeah, that was the main excuse used by every Nazi.
Look, I was told to do this. I was told to gas the shoes.
That's like the classic. I mean, did he actually say it in those exact words? Let's hear. Let's hear what he says.
And thank you for joining us. You've heard prominent people compare your behavior to that of the Nazis, to that of the Roosevelt administration in turning the Japanese during World War II. How do you respond?
I think it's an insult to the brave men and women of the Border Patrol and ICE to call law enforcement officers the Nazis. They're simply enforcing laws enacted by Congress. You know, I wish that there's this much outrage about separation.
You know, Nazis were just following orders too. So
Yeah, they were just enforcing the laws passed by the Reichstag.
Oh, Paul,
So I don't really,
order?
I don't really see how that differentiates you from the Nazis necessarily. But okay, let's see what else you got to say.
The families. I wish I heard this much outrage when we met with angel mothers and fathers whose children were killed by illegal aliens, Jewish citizen children killed and separated from their families forever. I never heard this outrage. So I think people on the Hill.
What? You never heard the outrage over illegal immigrants killing people? I remember there being
I've
some
never heard
outrage
that.
around that, strangely enough.
I remember there being constant outrage about that.
I remember that being a major right-wing talking point, so I don't know what you mean. There's no outrage about that, though. Yeah, there was.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there fucking was. What a piece of shit. Look at this stupid fuck. I hate Tucker Carlson, man.
Missed you, Cucker. How you doing, buddy?
Ugh. Well, that's all the stories we have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to Flash Fried.
You've drained me of all my hope, all my ambition, all my wants and needs. I am now an empty vessel because of this.
Waiting to be filled with the goodness.
Let's watch Cartoon Paul trying to put his socks on again.
Yeah, why not, dude? For the sake of it.
Let me just put my sack on, huh? I can't move. Jesus got my back. TJ, got it. TJ. I sure do love Mountain Dew. Just watch any one of my videos. Ben D6, Sketty. Dia, what's that over there? Holy shit!
Don't do it, Scotty. Don't do it.
Don't go in there, Scotty. Don't
go in there.
Gotta go in there and see what's in there.
No!
Find out next time.
For some fucking reason. Yeah, right. So we keep using your intros, you mean, cocksucker. I'll be waiting. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Become a patron.
Become a patron if you're not. Subscribe to our channel if you're not.
See us in LA.
Fucking LA if you're over 21 and you're not already bought your ticket. Go buy it. Going fast. See you motherfuckers later. Peace.